For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Outdoors Camping and Leisure with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you guys a review on a lovely little tent from Coleman. This here is the Coleman Valdes 6XL. It's quite a unique tent for many reasons, and it's certainly there's a model that's sort of newly introduced for the 2017 season. It moves on to the 2018 season with quite a few changes. So first and foremost is the colour. So it's a much more nicer, richer green, which I think certainly in the sunlight like today, it really looks very sharp. They've actually extended the canopy as well, so you've actually now got a usable size canopy. The previous one for 2017 was very short and didn't really give you much coverage. One thing that certainly is the biggest talking point of all about a tent is the blackout in a bedroom. So when we say blackout, it's 99% blackout. So you go in there and you can quite literally see nothing at all. And it's something we'll go on to a bit later on in this video. Really nice tent, like I said, a new colour green. It's 70 denier, so it's a really nice sort of fabric. It's 4,500mm hydrogen head, so it's very, very waterproof, but it's kind of a hybrid. So the main body of it is air, so obviously it's very quick and easy to pitch. I mean, the whole thing I pitched on my own in around about sort of 11, 12 minutes, which for a tent this size is very, very good. But you also got sort of fiberglass poles at the front. So the joy of this is it sort of just keeps the price point down where it needs to be. We're doing some special offers on this particular tent at the moment, so you can always check it out on our website in the link below. Alternatively, yet again, it's something you can always look at in shop, and we'll have one of these on display, hopefully for this season. Moving on into the tent itself, like I said, the main difference is you've got a beautiful big canopy, and one thing you can certainly see is brilliant headroom in there, but the depth. You can put a table and chairs out here. You're sheltered from sort of the rain or even the wind, or even leaving things like shoes or cooking under here. It's a really, really good thing. We'll talk a bit more about certain features of this particular tent as we go inside, but I'll just quickly point out the fact that you've got reflective guy ropes on here, as well as low and level ventilation to help with circulation inside the tent itself. But let's talk more about the ins and outs of it as the inside. Now we're inside the Valdes, you can probably get a bit more of a feel for the sort of layout. And like I said, it's a sort of a free zone tent. So you've got the sleeping area at the back, a nice sized living area, and then the beautiful big open canopy area at the front. There's no actual means to actually enclose the canopy at the front, but it still gives you plenty of shelter with even tables and chairs or for cooking underneath. One of the many unique things about the Valdes is actually the door on the front. So it's not your traditional kind of door, it's actually more like a door you'd find at home. So it's on a hinge, opens like so, and you've even got a handle as well. So it's quite quirky and I quite like it, to be fair. You've also got a ventilation panel at the front, so you've got a mesh panel positioned there, so you can get good sort of breathability into the tent as well, and help sort of, keep it nice and cool and airy on the inside. A little retainer on the door keeps it in back at bay. So again, it doesn't matter what the wind or weather is thrown at you, it's nicely secured back. When we go into the main body of the actual tent itself, you've got plenty of height like you can see in the canopy from the outside. And certainly one thing, me being about 6'2", don't have any problems crouching down even when it gets to in the corners like here. Two big PVC windows on the side as well as two on the front here, one and where the door is as well. All the PVC windows actually come with curtains, so you can have a privacy when you want to, and multiple of them actually have sort of halfway points, so you can get a bit of privacy but then also a bit of light as well. The valve system for each individual beam is located on the inside. So it's kind of like a little cat flap system, which you can then put yourself sort of arm through and then sort of, operate the valve from there. Admittedly, it's probably something that is a little bit more old-fashioned, I would say, in comparison when you look at the likes of sort of Camper, Vango, Outwow, and even Outdoor Revolution and Zampire, with all their valves on the outside as well. So something that Vango first did back in 2011. So it's probably a little bit, like I said, a bit dated, but it still works, and it certainly means that accessing the point is still available. Beams are nice and chunky, very strong in the wind, as we sort of come to know and love with air, but you've still got sort of key features, things like hanging points for lanterns, as well as small little loops, sort of Velcro tabs here to hide the cables away, to cable entry points located on the side. Two nice side doors as well, both equipped with mesh, so you can get sort of good circulation without having sort of bugs and critters coming inside the tent. But the main talking point, of course, is the blackout bedrooms, which you can see behind me. So the joys of the blackout is the fact that, when it's a blackout, it is pretty much blackout. You can't see anything inside the tent whatsoever. One thing to bear in mind is, like I said, it has a 6 berth, but it's a two berth is separate than the main 4 berth here. And what it does allow you to do, the 4 berth has got a divider between the 2 areas, so you don't have to necessarily have it as a 2 and a 2. It can be one big 4 berth bedroom. But on the front, when you've got there, you've got a nice big ventilation panel here, which helps with sort of circulation. So as you can see, going inside, it's nice, fresh and airy. And actually, you can use that as a guide really to allow a bit of light in, because when you go inside and zip it all up, it's pitch black. To do so, you've got handy little pockets that are located here and here on each individual inner, and that's perfect for sort of putting your torch or your phone in, so you can actually grab it and find your way around if need be. The zip system on the inners as well is a bit different to most people, is as it goes down to a halfway point. Now this is because if you've got small kids and they need to get out of the tent for any reason, they've got a hanging point they can unzip and go out the bottom. Whereas a lot of the time you find the zip point can end at the top and they can't quite reach it. So that's quite a nice little feature. Whether it's a point that your kids might suddenly go on a great escape, I don't really know, but it's the option there of why they do it. When you go inside the inner bedroom as well, it actually, the blackout system actually helps to make the tent a lot cooler in the sleeping compartment. So there'll be a 5-degree difference inside the sleeping area in comparison to the main living area, and that's purely down just to blackout inner. On the flip side, when it comes to night time and you want a bit more warmth, it's actually be about 1 degree warmer inside of here. And again, you can see I can stand up more than happily inside the bedroom. So I want to get changed in the morning, I don't need to stoop down or trying to get my jeans on that way. A nice ventilation panel at the back here to help with circulation of air and certainly help with condensation. When you've got the 2 side doors which mesh on, and also along the top here, a nice mesh panel as well as one below the window. So, to give yourself it, keep it fresh inside of here. And like I said, condensation really is a problem these days with soning ground sheets and the air beams. It's becoming probably more apparent than ever. Fabrics are very waterproof, but also it means that they don't breathe in a way that cotton tents used to. But really nice model. Like I said, it's very interesting, and I think certainly the blackout concept is brilliant. One thing, when you compare it in range to the likes of the Van Gogh, the camper, and that sort of thing, it sort of sits between Van Gogh's sort of lower middle range and then roundabout campers range as well. So they use thicker fabrics, so it's definitely worth a look at that. But if you want to see one of these tents up in the flesh, then it's worth popping down to our shop located in Whitminster. 30,000 square foot. We've got best part of 40 tents up under cover. It's quite unique setup, and yet again, to actually physically see blackout, it's one of those things to see to believe, really. It does work incredibly well. But in essence, that is the Valdes 6XL.